I'm Annalisa of Democracy Overboard. I have just put out a couple of shorts because I've kind of been shocked into changing my way of thinking for the last year especially, but since 2017, since Brexit, since Trump got into power, I've been watching quite avidly American politics. I've watched a little bit of UK politics, but my eyes have been on American politics, basically because I could not believe that anyone would vote Trump into power. But then we had Boris Johnson, so I don't know. Maybe we're just as bad. Anyway, since his Trump's second coming to power, I have been absolutely eyes wide, just absolutely shocked and horrified at what's going on in America and how quickly a democracy can fall. I've been watching news programs one after the other. I've got some very good news people that I watch and keep up to date with and find out what's going on, and it is horrifying. It's things that are happening over there, people being incarcerated, being grabbed off the street and sent to foreign countries and basically being put into what are current day concentration camps, treated badly. Well, we don't know exactly how they're being treated, but the particular one in Seacott has got a very bad reputation, and a lot of people die there, and they say you go there to die. You if you go there, you don't come out. Now, like, there's been at least one plane full of about 250 people, men, who have been grabbed from the streets, allegedly gang members, but no proof of it, no due process to find out if there's any truth in it. But they've all been sent to Seacott in El Salvador, and they haven't had any opportunity to stand up for themselves. They haven't had any opportunity to engage a lawyer or a solicitor or whatever they call it over there. They haven't had a chance to prove their innocence. Every person should have a chance to prove their innocence. That's habeas corpus, which is actually a UK ruling right from Magna Carta. Where I think it was the King John. I can't remember. There's it was signed that every person should have the opportunity to engage somebody to speak for them, or at least an opportunity in court to speak up for themselves, to prove their innocence. These people have not had that. And there are people at the borders from all countries, lots of people from different countries, who are being just put into prison for no reason, just maybe because they put some sort of social media post up, or they'd written something, or any number of reasons, basically totally random reasons. They have been incarcerated. All these things really scare me. The fact that Trump is not following rules of the courts, that scares me. The fact that, even worse, is the US Congress is not doing anything to stop him. They're going along with it. And even the Democrats haven't been standing up for democracy properly. I do feel sorry for them because, yes, they are in minority, but they have to shout louder. They should be they have a problem like we do, our Labour Party in the UK have, where the US Democrats are absolutely rubbish at speaking up. They are rubbish at communications. All through Biden, they weren't shouting about all their wins. They had so many wins. They did so much for the US and for all the normal average people in the US. And there was nobody shouting up. Certainly Biden didn't. And it was all quiet. Whereas Trump every day comes out and says, I did this, I did that. And it's usually lies. And yet all his followers just think, oh, yay, he did another thing against the people we don't like. But anyway, I have been following this, and I have been so engrossed in it, as you can probably tell, to the point where I was thinking we were okay in the UK because we voted in Labour, and therefore, you know, we've got a good party who's going to be standing up for the Cromwell Garden people like me, and that we'd be okay because they would look out for us. They wouldn't do anything really stupid. They wouldn't be taking away our rights. They wouldn't be I don't know, giving tax breaks for the rich at while taking away from the poor. They wouldn't be doing stuff like that. What I hadn't realised is that because they are freaking rubbish at speaking about all the good things that they are trying to do, and of course they've come into, like the Democrats in America, they've came into power and had to deal with all the problems that Trump left behind. Here we've got all the problems that the Tories have left behind. Loads of deficits, loads of money went out to rich people, all the rich friends, and basically they've used a lot of money where it shouldn't have gone, and obviously people who haven't got much money, and I'm one of those people because I am a carer, we're not seeing any benefits, and the problem is that when you don't see benefits to yourself, you think that there's no good things going on, and that's universal. I think that, like America, UK, anywhere in the world would feel that if you're not getting something, then it's because the government isn't considering you. You are being forgotten. You're not being cared for. You are one of the citizens that are basically just unnoticed. We fall into the wayside, and all the middle class and the upper class get the benefits. Labour tend to be a working class party. They tend to be for people who haven't got a lot of money, who might have disabilities, who might be minorities. That is their long-term rep, and I'm hoping that even though they're not shouting out about it, I am hearing little bits and bobs that that's the way they're trying to go. But what we're hearing more is from Reform UK, who basically are doing a better job than Conservatives at shouting out about how Labour are not doing this and not doing that, and who are doing this and doing that are not good. But Reform UK must have done a bloody good job of it in the last few months since Labour have got in, because I mean, I really didn't see them rising up. The last I looked, they were pretty low down. They were Conservatives were low, Lib Dems were a bit lower, and Reform UK hadn't got a look in. And yet suddenly they're winning by-elections and they're rising up. And right now, they are above Labour and Conservative in the polls. And to me, that is absolutely stupefying. It's like, what the fuck, UK? Do you really think that this party, who is right-wing, who is supported by Elon Musk, of all people, the person who supports Nazis around the world, is going to do anything for the average person? They are going to go after minorities. They are going to give tax cuts to the rich. And our UK system, our polling, our electoral system, is not strong enough. We need to change to away from first past the post to the what do you call it? Where everybody gets I can't remember the name of it. The votes by numbers altogether rather than by local areas. We are like the US system, where basically is a similar first past to the post, and they also have the horrible what do you call it, a college system over there as well. Ours isn't that much different. It's basically against small parties. I mean, for years I tried to vote Green and realised my vote was just being totally and utterly buried. So I've gone back to voting Labour, but if I was in a different constituency where it was Tories against Lib Dems, I would vote Lib Dems, and if it's against Reform UK, I would definitely vote whatever party was against that party, because Tories, right wing, they are they don't have people's best interests at heart, the general population. They are still very much for the rich, and but they're not Nazis. They're not so far gone that they would destroy the country. Reform UK would, and if necessary, I think the Labour and Conservative need to join together, like France did, against Reform UK. Anything to stop them getting in, because right now I'm really worried that within a few years we will have a similar Trump-like government in the Reform UK to America, and that we will equally lose our democracy. We have a democracy. It's with the first past the post, it's a pretty naff one, because it isn't really a full democracy. Our voices don't get heard. If you're in a seat, county where it's a sure thing that Conservatives are going to get in, your vote counts for nothing. If you're in a area where Labour's going to get in, your Labour vote will count for nothing. Basically, it's all, like you're already going to win, so what's the point of voting? If you're on in a borderline seat, like I am here, your vote really, really matters. Like, so often, this seat is won and lost with a few hundred votes, and in the last, not this election that's just gone, but in the election previous to this, was it 2019? I remember some guy, we were in a march, and some guy said, yes, I'm going to run, and these are my principles. And I said to him, you're going to take away from Labour votes, and you're going to basically reduce Labour votes down enough so that the Tories are going to get in. Do you realise that? And that's exactly what happened. He went ahead, he did it, and we had the Tories in. We had, not Sally Ann Hart, I think it was. Anyway, it was a Hastings vote. But the thing is, yeah, we I haven't yet looked into how I'm going to do anything about this. I haven't yet looked to see what I can do about it. But I know that I have to do something about it. Democracy is being tested all over the world, one country at a time. Some countries have passed the test. Canada did, Romania did, and France did, and we're about to be tested, I think, the next election here. I think we're going to get a full test on whether we can withstand the fascist playbook, which is strong because they've tried and tested it. They've tested it out in many countries. They know how to use it. They know how to play people. They know how to say what to say, exactly what to say to get people on their side, even if they don't mean it, even if it's not real. They don't care because they're not going to follow through. They just need to get into power so they can destroy the democracy and then stay in power. Obviously, if they took over UK, it would be a bit of a coup, a bit like the US. US is still fighting on many fronts, and luckily the courts are holding. But it does need, and the people are getting out in the streets, but they're not being, like in some countries have been every day, they've been standing out in the streets surrounding the capital. I'm trying to think of what country Rachel Maddow was showing recently, but they had a non-stop vigil. I hope it doesn't come to that. I really hope it doesn't come to that. I hope that before we get to that point, we can actually get rid of the whole Nigel Farage Reform UK threat. There are a few people in this country, obviously, who would want that. That's how we got Brexit in the first place, because there are a few people in this country who are racist. There are a few people who only think of themselves. This seems to be universal. We need to learn as a human race to think more about other people and to be more empathetic and to care more about people, whether they're the same race as you or not, or the same gender, the same sex, the same, whatever it is. More empathy is needed in this world. And I have no idea why we're here with so little empathy. I'm pretty sure that, was it better in the past, or was it just being covered over something else? I don't know. But one thing for sure I do know is that having somebody like Nigel Farage, who really doesn't give a damn about anyone in the UK. His friends are Trump and Musk and people like that. I believe he also is friends with Putin, but I can't remember for sure if that's right or whether that's a mixed memory. But it's worrying that he's anywhere close to being considered. I mean, the fact that he won anything is like, oh my God, what the hell, UK? It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense because people I know are not like that. People I know are a lot more caring. I do know a couple of people who might fit the mold of being Trump followers, Farage followers. But there are areas in the UK which are filled with people who are against democracy. They want autocracy. They want one party in charge, one person in charge. So yeah, I have a lot of work to do because I have to find out what I need to do. I have to find out if I've who to write to, whether I can do. I missed the last local elections where I could have done leafleting and stuff. So I'm going to find out about that for the next one round. And I need to get more involved. I kind of uninvolved myself because it was not good for my mental health, but it'll be a lot worse for my mental health if I don't do something. Thank you for staying with me for all this time. I don't expect there's anyone here with me. If there's anyone still watching this, give a comment below and just say hi, because I suspect that my videos are like basically unseen, and in a way it doesn't matter, because in one way I'm kind of just really trying to work some things out in my head. I need to change the way I think. I need to come away from America. I'm still watching it with one eye, but I still need to give more attention to UK politics, because we don't want to be in the same situation here in a few years' time, and we will be if things don't change and if things continue going the way they are. Farage has already grabbed a whole load of the people from the right, although he's grabbed loads of Tory people into his fold, and he's now working on Labour Party people. So I am really appalled at this. I don't get it, but it's happening, and he's got a lot of money behind him. He's got big backers because he's for the rich people, so he's got big backers, and that means that the rich will try to get their way, and we can't allow this. The majority of people, as in a democracy, should have the biggest say, not the minority. So if you are in the UK, or anywhere in the world, but if you're in the UK and get what I'm saying and understand the threat of Farage, like and subscribe and follow me and talk to me. Let me know, leave a comment, and let's start a conversation about what we can do. All right, so democracy overboard, we don't need it here. We need to get that lifeline out before it even goes overboard. We don't want to have to throw the lifeline. In America they need a lifeline, but here we need to stop it before it gets that far. We need to put up railings now before it gets that far. So take care, and as I say, like and subscribe and say hello, and let's do this. Let's try and defend democracy in the UK. Cheers. Goodbye.